And welcome back to Ascend 2022 and welcome back to us as well. Once again, my name is Salvatore and I'm joined here by the man, the myth, the legend himself, MVP Donnie. Sir Donnie, kanina ka pa naiinitan sa intensity ng laro ngayon pero nasa iyo pa rin ba yung init na at excitement ng event natin ngayon?
Yes, partner, I am more thrilled to watch these games and much more excited on what's ahead for us for this matches. So ikaw, partner, kamusta ka?
I'm in good shape naman, no, despite casting those games. I still have the energy to push forward for our League of Legends games today here in this tournament. Bago tayo magkalimutan, once again, we would like to thank our sponsors for Ascend, and those are none other than Accord Arena and Globe. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to push through this event. Once again, thank you, Accord Arena and Globe, for sponsoring this event.
So today's matchup sa banger, maglalaban ng Archons from TUP Visayas against Greyhawks from TUP Taguig. And yes, as we see, partner, these two teams who's facing today are the top team in their respective groups who went on a 5-0 streak on their group stages and heading out to the semifinals undefeated. So we will see, and so we will be witnessing two Titans face off head-to-head.
Just a quick recap for yesterday's round 1 matchup, was between Archons against their sister team, actually, Archons 2, where the main team, Archons, was able to pull it off to advance to the semis. Meanwhile, Animus Vi from the COS department up against Greyhawks AIF, where the Greyhawks was able to win their game and advance to the semifinals, where they will face Archons in today's matchup.
So on the bottom bracket, we have Greyhawks B from TUP Taguig took on MVP from the cost department, where the MVPs won that game for them to advance. Susunod naman, Ozone against MVP from the COE department, where MVP won that fight and will be facing an MVP and MVP matchup tomorrow.
So yun na nga, Sir Donnie, thank you for that quick recap. I know in a few seconds, we will be going into the picks and bans phase for our today's matchup, where it will be against Archons and Animus. It will be up against Archons and up against Animus Vi. No.
So sa Sweetie, grabe nga itong dalawang teams na to. As we are at the moment is undefeated, so makikita natin dito meron tutumba at meron talagang aangat. So sino ba talaga dito sa two teams aangat punta sa ating finals who will face MVP or MVP. As we go to the pick and bans, here we go.
So little known fact, for the Archons team here representing TUP Visayas, they were the ones that were held champions in the last Gear Games 2021, and they coursed through the group stage and as well as the playoffs without even dropping a single game. So Archons really show that they are the ones to mess with when it comes to League of Legends, and will TUP Taguig prove that TUP Visayas are just titans and TUP Taguig are just warriors hungry for defeating the big people, in this tournament. So what do you think, Sir Donnie, with the bans that are being shown right here, with the Gangplank ban and Kiana ban, two of the heaviest nukers in the game. So how would this favor in the side of TUP Taguig?
So this Gangplank is works for me, but Kiana is understandable in Zoe because Swiss is a good player that plays this certain champion. So makikita natin pa rin dito, both of them talaga inaalam nila kung ano yung strengths and weaknesses ng kalaban nila. So as we see, these bans are respect bans for each other team. So makikita rin natin dito is itong Fish being picked first.
So it looks like both teams are locking in their supports right now, as we see Greyhawks locking in Flash and Archons locking in Nautilus. So in comparison to the CC that both teams bring, I would say Archons already have the advantage with a Nautilus that has literally 4 CCs in its 4 abilities. So in terms of early game showmanship, I would favor the combo between the Nautilus and the Kai'Sa. And it looks like on the TUP Taguig side, we have now locked in a aggressive jungler, Xin Xiao, and as well as an early lane and aggressive ADC for Jinx. So it would be a trade between Kai'Sa and Jinx. So sino unang maka first step, it would be the advantage of ADC kasi the all-in of Kai'Sa is also great, but with the follow-up of the CC from the Thresh and the damage from the Jinx, so might seem like it's a one-sided fight because of the Nautilus support, but once an ADC is caught, yun na nga, it would be the death of one another. So yun na nga, and looking back into the bans of TUP Taguig, there is a Corki, Pantheon, Jace, and Victor ban. So understandable sa Corki, Pantheon, Jace, and Victor. Like 4 of those champions are in the meta right now and is holding up really well with the itemizations right now. With the Corki going Luden's Tempest, no? Napakaduga ng item na yun. And as well as for the Victor, that could possibly go tank despite building no tank items. Just building Crown of the Shattered Queen will be able enough for him to tank a lot of damage and as well as deal as well as so much damage.
Yes, and nagulat din ako dito dahil medyo na-late yung Vex ban. Dahil I think this is powerful mid laner right now na mas maganda sana kung na-prioritize nila. Pero we have anticipated naman na merong plano tong mga teams na to going in this game for the kill. Kasi una makakuha na itong game na to is a crucial win para sa isa't isa. So makikita natin wow, a peculiar pick na Anivia on the mid lane. So ito partner, ano masasabi mo dito sa Anivia pick na ito?
I think this Anivia would go to Mugiwara and his itemization would favor in terms of sustainability in the lane. So probably a Tear of the Goddess and Crown, no? Kasi we all know napakabilis manok ng Anivia. So that Crown would be beneficial in this matchup knowing na ayan na nga, nagho-hover na nga. And actually nag-lock in na si Lonia ng LeBlanc. So it is going the itemization of Anivia would change, no? We are so used to seeing Anivia build Liandry's or even Ludens, no? But this fight I would see na probably Mugiwara would build Crown of the Shattered Queen para lang magkaroon ng edge. Yun. So yan. Going to TUP Taguig's pick naman ng Sir Donnie, and we have now an Ornn top lane against yet to revealed top lane for Archon. So if you were Archons, no, if you were the Archons coach, what would you pick in this top lane matchup?
I think counter scaling dito sa Ornn would be a good like a Jax or an Irelia, pero ito na nga, mas ginusto nila pick itong set, which is okay lang din naman, pero mas maganda siguro yung a fighter that is well early pa lang to mid na makakaya ng mabuli itong Ornn. Pero ito nga, sa yung naging sagot ng TUP.
So as we are waiting for the spectator delay, let us analyze the lineups for the first game of League of Legends today, no? And we are going. And for the Greyhawks, we have Manila going show on Ornn, Tempest Rimuru on Xin Xiao, Suis on LeBlanc, Lumia on Jinx, and Kay on the Thresh.
Jurassic Proof on Set, Enlightened Dawn, Olifin, Mugiwara on Anivia, and The Flame on Kaisa, and Beryl Ria on Nautilus.
So for me, Sir Donnie, Sir Donnie, bit of an analysis lang sa team ng TUP Taguig, no. Their win condition for me is their ability to pick off carries in the midst of a team fight with the hard CC of a Thresh and the assassination abilities for LeBlanc. Ang kailangan nilang gawin is for the jungler and the top laner to set them up really well for that setup, no. And as you all know, like Jinx in the backline with a lot of range from the lethal tempo and as well as the rockets, siya na bahala sa extra damage, pero I think the LeBlanc and as well as the amount of damage that even a tank Ornn deals is already enough for like to get some really important picks from the side of TUP Visayas. So in your perspective naman, Sir Donnie, like what's the X factor, no, sa lineup ng Archons ngayon?
Dito sa Archons, ang magiging crucial nila dito is kung ma-out ba nila itong Jinx. Kasi yung front end pa lang nito ng TUP solid na. And with that, Thresh Lantern, Thresh Box, and Thresh Flame, may hirap silang ma-focus yung Jinx katulad ng merong maraming engages to Like, nandyan yung Ornn with Ornn Horn and Tempest Rimuru with this, yung kanyang ult. Nagiging invulnerable siya to range damage. So, I think dito sa comp na to, TUPV would be talaga pang matitesting talaga dito yung skills nila on how paano nila may utilize tong comp nila. That feels well on the late game, pero yung ornaments talaga, yung ornaments talaga magdala dito sa late game, which is a huge factor for the TUPT. Lalo at meron silang hyper kaya Jinx talaga. So, sa yung partner, kanino ka mag-fair na team? Kasi I'm on TUPT TPT comp.
I would say that the Archon's team is well constructed in terms of scaling into the mid game. In the late game, I am still not sure knowing na how a Jinx would scale into the late game. Madalas nakakabaliktad pa ng team fights with this AoE damage. Pero either way, yun yung mga picks natin. Let us see what the viewers are picking, no? If you want to see Archons win, can I see an hashtag Archons win, no? And if you want to see the Greyhawks win for this Game 1 of the Ascend 2022 League of Legends, can I see a Greyhawks win, no? Into the comment section. So, hopefully, no, ma-recognize natin yung mga, yung mga diehard supporters natin dito na kanina pa na nanonood.
So, a quick shoutout para dun sa aking mga teammates. So, kay Pinsor, kay Adrian Franco, dun the rest of the team, kay John, kay Meron, shoutout sa kay Nieve. Maraming salamat for the past team that I've been laid, na-coach ko rin. So, shoutout sa inyo lahat, mahal ko kay MVP team, and para dun sa mga friends ko kay Daycare. Pre, shoutout sa'yo. Salamat.
Okay, so once again, shoutout nga pala sa mga kaibigan ko kanina pa nanonood ng Wild Rift. So, shoutout sa inyo, Gilbert Arenas, hindi yung basketball player, and shoutout kay Baksapra, no, na actually gusto pa kanina manood pero nagkaroon ng issue, so hindi siya nakasubaybay. So ngayon lang siya makakanood ngayon ng League of Legends, and I hope they are still watching, no. So once again, shoutout sa inyo, and thank you for our viewers for staying, no, up until Wild Rift from Valorant hanggang dito. So we actually support, we actually appreciate, no, na yung mga ganong klaseng viewers na sumusuporta din sa not only sa mga players and as well as sa PUP Gear in general. So in behalf of everyone from PUP Gear, we thank you for the viewers here, right? So in a few seconds, we are going to come to Summoner's Rift, no? And as we are still waiting for the spectator delay. So Sir Donnie, no, with this matchup, with this matchup, let us look at the macro play. ADC versus ADC. So with no supports, with no top laners respoing, no. So what do you see in this matchup? Like how do you see Kai'Sa winning against a Jinx, and how do you see Jinx winning against a Kai'Sa?
I think early sa Jinx win talaga. Early game sa Jinx win, and in 2 to 3 items, no one can win against a Kai'Sa 1v1 because of his kit na assassin ADC talaga ang Kai'Sa mainly eh. With meron siyang inv, a huge dash with a barrier. I think mid-8 baka kayanin ng Kai'Sa. Pero yun nga yung magiging key talaga dito ng TUPV. Kaya pa nilang ma-drive tong Jinx. Are gonna TUPT let TUPV na maka-engage dito sa kanilang hyper carry. Kasi kung makikita natin dito, dalawa ang main damage talaga ng TUPT, which is the Jinx and the LeBlanc. So, eliminating this would guarantee them their win. Unlike dito sa TUPV, meron sila ditong maraming source of damages like Anivia AoE, Kai'Sa single target Kai'Sa, and set autos and his AoE skills.
So Sir Donnie, I hope you're aware with the ongoing meta build now para kay Kai'Sa. If it's not, it's actually going Crown tapos Nashers. What the Crown does is Ayun. So actually, it's actually a Korean build na trending ngayon. So what it does to
Kai'Sa talaga.
So daming meta na na-adapt ngayon, no, from Korea kasi apparently Koreans take their craft seriously. So when it comes to discovering some new things, like they are really known for having those things. So going back to the Kai'Sa analysis, no, what the Crown does is amplify your magic damage and as well as tank a lot of significant damage dealers from the enemy team. So it will be nice for her to build Crown of the Shattered Queen right now, knowing that they have a nuker like LeBlanc and a heavy CC with the Thresh and Ornn. So with that, no, ang escape mechanism mo lang is your movement speed, inv, and as well as the Crown of the Shattered Queen. So you're adding more layers of gap escapes / gap closers on top of what you really have right now. So let's see what could be the itemization of La Flame here. So yun.
I think you will go pa rin. I think Kasi would be better kasi meron tayong siguro kung try niya yung AP hybrid build na as you said, they would come short dito sa AD damage kasi medyo tanky tong Ornn against diba dito sa kung magpo-pure AP lang din siya, it would be harder for TUPV to peel para dito sa tanky ng Ornn na to. So let's see kung anong in store for us din sa Nila Flame. Is he going for the Crown meta or the standard Kraken meta? Or the Kraken Kaisa?
So we would like to apologize for the viewers right now. We are having technical difficulties on the spectator side, no? So rest assured na we will still be continuing the live coverage of this game once the spectator issue is now being fixed. Pero bago tayo mag-reminisce dun sa side na yun, so what can you imagine, Sir Donnie, sa fights in terms of securing Dragon and Scalpel Crab, no? Because from what I see, no, from the side of TUP Visayas, their ability to engage fights is heavily favored, no, with a stun from Anivia and as well as the follow-up from Kaisa. Tapos on top of that, you are having a support that literally has four crowd controls, no? So how do you see TUP Visayas taking objectives? Like, mahirapan ba sila? Will it be easy for them? Or will TUP Taguig be able to show some resilience na di sila tatanggap ng basta-basta? So we would like to take objectives as well.
Kasi kung company TUPV, it can engage. It's something that can engage and disengage. Itong TUPT is only good for engaging. Kasi meron silang Ornn dito na could possibly is a great tool for engagement. Pero katulad ng sinabi mo, ayun nga, this comes talaga sobrang ganda na ito. Dahil dito sa two teams na alam naman natin undefeated. So skill-wise, mechanical-wise, alam natin na dyan Ngayon, itong Comtila yung mag-assure sa atin, titignan natin kung ano ba talaga yung tinatago nilang alas para dito. Kasi this is a huge huge factor talaga para sa kanila. So, dahil meron pa tayong technical difficulties, ito na. We're back in game.
So, yun na nga viewers. So, the spectator issue has now been fixed, no? And we are now on to the Rift. And there is still no significant events na nangyayari sa Summoner's Rift, and everyone is still playing their games, right, no? So, CS-wise, no, okay lang. The junglers are doing their camps. Top laners are, being top laners. And as well as for the, controls of the lanes, balance. There's nothing pushed. Naka-freeze lahat ng lanes. And for the matchup in the mid lane, it's really passive, really weird, no? Knowing a LeBlanc that can go all in, no? And as we can see, Enlightened One is now on the Tribush on the side of TUP Taguig. So will we ever see a gank here as well?
I think it will not be possible as of now. Katulad na makikita natin dito, Lee Sin hovering first battleground. Pero magkakaroon nga tayo ng small trades dito sa mid. So konting pokes lang. And as of now, makikita natin medyo stalemate pa rin yung game. As we see dito, Lee Sin hovering dito, pakunting silip-silip lang. Pero it would be hard for him kasi nakita ng TUPT yung kanyang location.
Yun na nga sinasabi ko sa yung early game aggression ng LeBlanc, no? So he is forcing Mugiwara to use some pots and eventually go to base para makapag-reset. Para lang magkaroon ng item advantage si Suis dito, no? And as you can see, it is only right now that Enlightened One is doing his blue buffs. So this is really bad in the sense na you haven't completed the camps really early. Pero let's see, like, how can Enlightened One use this in a sense na para magkaroon ng advantage, no? Kasi as a Lee Sin, you are open to ganks, knowing na your lanes have really good CCs for a Set, Anivia, and as well as an Nautilus. So will he use that ganking potential para magkaroon ng advantage into the jungle? And it looks like there's a trading of blows here onto the bottom lane between TUP Taguig and TUP Visayas, as well as the top lane. Nagkakabugbog po dito sa mga magkabilang lanes dito, mga kaibigan, and that's not going to be any significant happening, and that's not going to be any significant as both teams are just pressuring each other.
Yun nga, so makikita rin natin dito, Ornn pushing his lane is a quite sight to behold kasi this Ornn lane dapat talaga medyo ma-hold natin yung Ornn. Kasi pag naka-skill to ng Ornn ng maaga-aga and get his levels early, maaga rin darating yung ornaments dito ng TUPT. So makikita rin natin pero malaki yung
So, na-cut off si Sir Donnie doon, no? So, connection issues. So, going back to the game, so I would say na ito pa nga yung sinasabi ni Sir Donnie doon na if once Ornn scales, mahirap na. Because kahit Bami Cinder lang yung item ng Bami Cinder, Bramble Best lang yung item ng Ornn. He could deal ton of damage there on top of the passive of Bami Cinder, no? So, Bami Cinder is one of the items na pagbuo ng Sunfire Cape. So, hindi ako magugulat if this Ornn would go Sunfire Cape, or if not Sunfire Cape, probably Iceborne Gauntlet. So looking into the games, no, it's still a equal fight. No significant gold lead. Everyone is being passive. Enlightened One has now secured top side scuttle, no, and bots, and it looks like Tempest Rimuru is roaming into the bot lane. Hopefully positioning himself for a gank kasi bot lane is somehow pushed, no? So this would be a setup for the side of the bot lane kasi Dragon is already up. So is this going to be a 4-man engage coming from TUP the Gig? Tempest Rimuru is positioning himself for a gank, but that not be the case. But here comes the initiation coming in from the side of TUP Visayas as they all go all in to Tempest Rimuru. Is this a first blood? Yes, it is a first blood coming in from the support of TUP Visayas. But here comes the follow-up coming in from the set, but that would not be enough as they flash away. Mugiwara was battling Suis on the off-camp, but he will still live there with the egg right there. And it looks like TUP Visayas will capitalize the mistake of TUP Tigig. That was a ballsy dragon play, and they will now secure the first Infernal Drake of this series.
So makita natin doon that flash to text coming from that, pero hindi pa rin naging sapat. Ang ganda nung naging lantern doon na test para makikita natin na ulit action.
So here comes the fight coming in from the bottom lane, but here comes Enlightened One as well as they hook in K, and Enlightened One dives in K inside of the tower, but Lulia will trade Enlightened One in the process. A 1-for-1 trade from the side of both teams, and that is a support death and a jungler death as well. And as a jungler, you don't want to have early game deaths kasi mahirap na magkaroon ng secured camps, no? So if you're a jungler that is dead, you are definitely prone to a counter jungle. But here comes Tempest Rimuru going into the lane, possibly getting some lane XP and as well as some advantage against Enlightened One.
So may ipinin natin dito sa mid, medyo nagiging passive lang sila. Both mid laners having an equal amount of CS. May kita rin natin dito, passive lang din yung top. For now, wala pang objective. So, pretty ang lahat dito sa ating first own lanes para dito tamang CS lang and tamang lane control.
I really applaud Mugiwara as Anivia's playmaking, dito. But meanwhile, Manila going all in against Rafi Tulfo. Rafi Tulfo is very low. He doesn't have Haymaker, and that would be a solo kill from Manila Going Show, abusing the no W from Rafi Tulfo, and that is an amazing solo kill from an Ornn. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, from an Ornn. So you wouldn't expect that in this tournament. But yun na nga, nakikita na nga natin, Manila Going Show proving his dominance in the top lane.
I don't really expect that Ornn solo killing set there, pero grabe yung calculated na calculation dun ng Ornn to get that solo kill and get his team far ahead dito this game na to.
It looks like Enlightened One is positioning himself. And it looks like Enlightened One is positioning himself possible for a gank until Rafi Tulfo comes, but Manila Going Show is dealing so much damage and is forcing Enlightened One to back off. And Tempest Rimuru is on the top side of the jungle. So is this going to be a sign of Rift Herald? I don't think so. K is caught by Berelia and La Flame. K is really low. Few shots will take him down. But he would escape using his walking mechanics. No, La Flame is running away as well as Berelia. Wow. And that is not a trade of champions. And that was just a poking of damage, pressuring as well, just so like the bot lane could push and possibly get some plays. Enlightened One is now opting for a counter jungle here. And that would not be the case.
So, kanina pa tayo nakakita nung amba-amba lang doon sa bote, wala talaga na makakatay. So, maganda rin nakikita natin dito yung skills talaga ng players natin. So, very exciting. Kung ano pa talaga, and the complete is, same pa naman din. Nakikita pa rin natin dito, magkakaroon ng contest with the Herald.
So here comes the fight into the Rift Herald. Who will get it? Here comes the Inishika coming from Manila Gomisho as he lifts him up to the air, and Lightning One is now done using the W coming in from Tempest Rimuru. Rafi Tulfo is also low as he being nuked down by Suis. Rafi Tulfo is running away using the Q passive, no. But here comes the face breaker coming in from Rafi Tulfo. Will hit no one. Berelia is now here for the support of the team. But Manila Gomisho will not be able to kill off Berelia. And that, I think, is a secured Rift Herald from the side of TUP Taguig, as there is no jungler near for the side of TUP Visayas.
So, ayun yun. Karoon lang din ng small exchange. Pero I think who gets this Rift Herald talaga, malaking ano rin ito eh. Malaking gold advantage din dito. Kasi plates din ito. Knowing that, meron na lang 3 plates dun sa top, nakadalawa na rin yung Ornn dun sa top eh. Pero magkakaroon rin dito na sa skirmish. So
here comes it coming in from KAT. Lanterns in, Tempest Rimuru into the fight. And look at the ulti coming in from Manila Gomisho as they caught off Rafi Tulfo in no man's land. Nice. And Rafi Tulfo is once again dead in the arms of an Ornn. An Ornn, ladies and gentlemen.
Ito na nga yung Ornn going for the mission talaga, carrying his team on his back 1v9 with this solo plays, galing ng setups, galing ng showcase talaga dito ng skills, proving Manila Gomisho that a better top wins.
So you would expect for the set of abilities na meron ng Ornn na alam mong pang initiator lang, like hindi ganun kataas yung damage ng Ornn, so dapat pang initiator and pang peel ka lang sa mga carries. But we are seeing here in front of our eyes, ayun na nga yung core items ng Ornn, ladies and gentlemen. Ayun na nga yung Bami Cinder and Bramble Vest, yung core items ng Ornn para magkaroon siya ng lead. Para ito sa yung Bami Cinder is extra damage, no? And Bramble Vest is for healing, no? As we all know, Seth has a heal in his passive. But bago yon, may raban po tayo dito sa bot lane. Here comes the initiation coming in from the side of the jungler of TUP Taguig. But that is not the case here as they shut down Tempest Rimuru for a bunch of gold and as well as a secured dragon once again as they don't have a jungler here, but Suis is playing his cards here, playing gambling, naglalaro ng Poseidon dito, possibly getting a steal. But here comes the smite secured from the side of Enlightened One. But are they done? Are they able to get some carries off for the side of TUP Taguig? I think they will play it safe as they have secured the second dragon here for the series.
Yes, na lang yung magiging parang consuelo talaga netong TUPV to get these dragons early. Yun na lang yung magiging angat nila as they are 2 dragons na lang ahead at makukuha rin nila yung soul. So makikita pa rin natin dito ano pang papakita nilang skills yung magiging macro at to the objective. So makikita rin natin dito Nautilus gaining vision para sa space team. At rin thresh security some vision pa din dito sa kanyang team.
So sa mga nakanood ng Gear Games 2021, no, so Rafi Tulfo was the premier top laner for TUP Visayas, and he won every matchup, no, and it's surprising that we have seen the kryptonite of Rafi Tulfo and it's Manila Gomisho, or is it just because of the matchup, Sir Donnie, na is it because he's a set up against an Ornn, no? Pero I think it's an equal matchup, no? Kung sino man yung mahuli and magkaroon ng misplay, ganun pa rin mas masosolo kill pa rin. Pero from what I've seen, Rafi Tulfo is playing it safe, pero I don't know paano siya nasa solo kill ni Manila Gomisho, but La Flame is caught here by multiple abilities from TUP Taguig, but Super Mega Death Rocket will finish off La Flame. But here comes the ulti coming in from Berelia, will hit Lunia, but Lunia is so far away from the fight, but the death sentence will hit Enlightened One, and Enlightened One will die. He is no longer enlightened, but here comes the damage from Fujiwara, and the teleport coming in from the side of Suis. Here comes the follow-up from the side of TUP Taguig, and that would not be enough. They are still running away. TUP Visayas is dying like walls right now. Unti-unti silang nawawala dito, and that is a double kill from Suis. 4 members are down from the side of TUP Visayas, and a secured first blood tower for the side of TUP Taguig. But that is an amazing smash down from the side of Rafi Tulfo. But Manila Gomisho is much better than you. Manila Gomisho, another solo kill against Rafi Tulfo.
Kasi grabe na patay ako doon sa upuan ko. Akala ko patay na siya doon, and that last auto from his auto and that last hit from Bami Cinder. yun na nga yung naging factor talaga doon. Parang sinampal ng katotohanan ng better than you.
Really weird, no? Like, it's so amazing that we've seen 3 solo kills from Manila Going Show and Rafi Tulfo. Like, it's bizarre that seeing Ornn has an item advantage against a set that set has been farming really well, no? So it's surprising for me that someone like an Ornn can solo kill a set, not just one time, not just two times, but 3 times. Yung pangatlong beses pa na ginawa niya yun was under a tower, no? And it looks like we're going to experience one of the members of TUP Taguig was disconnected from the game.
So, grabe, partner. Ang init na ito. Ang init na itong laban ito. Parang nga tayo dito ng title post. Grabe yung solo kill na. Grabe. Hindi pa rin ako na-get over doon. Pagbali, parang 2v1 yung nangyari doon. Bumasok pa lang to. Then kumuha pa ng pakonsuelo.
It was definitely something na surprising, no, na halos 2v1 na yung sitwasyon niyon. And health advantage pa si Rafi Tulfo as well as true damage kasi sinalo pa ni Manila Going Show yung haymaker, no?
Yes.
Like okay na yun. I really thought Rafi Tulfo is going to secure his first solo kill against Manila Going Show. But apparently Manila Going Show is too strong with the item advantage of the Mami Cinder and as well as the bonus damage from the Bramble Vest, no? So I was so hyped na ganun yung nangyari. Pero that could have been a kill for Rafi Tulfo. But pero sadly hindi yun yung nangyari.
Sobrang laki rin yung naging cross-map case eh. TUP Taguig getting those 3 kills at the bottom lane and Ornn getting his solo kill on the top lane. Sobrang nagiging maganda talaga sa laban. At akala ko magiging medyo stalemate lang sila sa una kasi medyo skilling itong dalawang team na to. Pero early pa pinapakita na talaga nila yung prowess, yung gutom, yung hungry. Gusto talaga, parang nandito kami para manalo. Ganun.
For the side of TUP Taguig naman, no, nakikita naman natin yung presensya ng roaming support nila. We have seen Kay going for Rift Herald and as well as for the Dragon, no? And he has been setting up really good plays for the side of the carries of TUP Taguig, setting up Lunia for a kill, no? Setting up the Swiss for a double kill, no? So that is already a really early lead for the side of TUP Taguig. So will we see TUP Visayas come back from this deficit? I hope what they do is capitalize all of the fights that they can. Na hindi to the point na they would gamble na dapat talaga sure sila na pag kinuha nila yung objective na to may mapapala sila. So that is taking dragons and as well as counter jungling. So we all have been nakita na natin na Tempest Rimuru already has a jungle lead against Enlightened One from the multiple depths from Enlightened One. All they have to do is deny the jungle presence of Tempest Rimuru and they would be able to take some smite objectives really easy. And on top of that, if you have a set that could have attack speed really high, so they would be able to take towers as well. So all they have to do is use those utilities to their advantage and get some early lead, get some lead again. Kasi hindi na maganda yung sitwasyon nila ngayon.
Habang matagal ang game, pakunti-kunti yung chances para dito sa TUP Visayas. As the game goes on, ngayong medyo behind sila, nagkakaroon sila ng more ng less windows for mistakes. Kailangan nila katulad nila sila mag-capitalize din sila sa cards na available at ma-utilize nila kung yung dapat winning condition nila.
So let's see what could be the possible counter-attack for TUP Visayas. Like I said, they need to take all of the objectives that they can. And going back to this game, no, the pause has now been lifted and we are now up again into the Summoner's Rift where TUP Taguig has a 7-kill lead up against TUP Visayas. And they also have a 3,000 gold lead, pero they don't have a dragon in their hands, no, Sir Donnie. So what do you think is the issue here kung bakit di sila nakapag-secure ng dragon? First
foremost talaga dito, ang galing nung yung positioning na itong TUP, kung kailan sila papwesto dito para sa dragon. So, kudos para sa kanila dahil ang ganda talaga ng positioning nila dito. Pero, yun nga, nagkakaroon sila ng small mistakes dito, stepping more dito sa leads nila, kaya nakakota talaga sila dito ng TUP. Pero makikita na nga natin dito yung 4 na mythic items online na para dito sa TUP, which is scary dahil meron lang I think dalawa dito sa sa team ng TUP Visayas.
So yun na, TUP Visayas have now locked in their 2 mythic item holders, which is Fugiwara and La Flame. So like I said, kala ko talaga Crown of the Shattered Queen yung bubuin ni La Flame. Pero actually, he went for the normal Kraken Slayer. I think he will now go Collector after this. So I think he wants to prove a lot of damage against an Ornn. So you want to deal more true damage on top of the true damage that Collector gives, no? So because of what the Ornn has, what kind of stats the Ornn has, I think it's only right for La Flame to build Kraken Slayer para lang magkaroon siya ng, slight contest when it comes to dueling Manila Going Show. But we all know what happens when you're dueling against an Ornn, and it looks like here is going to be a contest into the Rift Herald as Rafi Tulfo is just walking as he sees the Rift Herald go into the hands of TUP Taguig.
So I think hindi pa kaya ng TUP Visayas, pero magkakaroon pa rin sila ng small skirmish.
So here comes a fight as Lunia takes down the mid laner of TUP Visayas. Mugiwara is now down, and Enlightened One is now caught. He is in no man's land right now as Tempest Rimuru engages in, but the dredge line is being missed by Berelia, but here comes the engage coming in. The Sonic Wave lands on the ADC, but here comes a shutdown from La Flame as he engages in using the Killer Instinct. Tempest Rimuru is still alive from that Gory Drinker, and another dredge line is it from Berelia. Here comes Suiz. Ayan na po ang polis pangalawakan mga kaibigan, tumatakbo na po ang mga buhay ng mga TUP Visayas dito as they have seen the assassination attacks coming in from Suiz as he re-engages with the distortion, pero hindi pa rin that is still a disengage from the side of TUP Taguig as they won't risk of losing their members kasi in a few seconds like they would need to force a dragon fight here, and an injured TUP Visayas is taking this dragon seriously, no? And this is a 3v5 situation, and that is a secured dragon coming in from Enlightened One as Suiz uses the distortion to run away, but it is an amazing super mega death rocket to kill off the carries of TUP Visayas. A double kill from downtown coming in from the Jinx as Berelia takes down the Ornn, and Suiz is doing his dirty work right now as he cleans down the health bars from the side of TUP Visayas. Here comes K. Death Sentence will not hit, and Enlightened One is running away, but the Flash Blade is enough to take down Enlightened One, but they are not down yet. It looks like Lunia will be launching some abilities, but that would not be enough, and that is an amazing play coming in from the side of TUP Taguig as we almost saw them losing, pero apparently all of them revived at a good time na sobrang injured yung mga TUP Visayas.
Yun na nga, that is that di talaga, and sobrang intense from the small skirmish dun sa may daging huge splash dito sa Mountain Dragon. Grabe yung na pinapita dito nating players, pero ito na nga, Soul Point and Mountain Dragon para dito sa sa TUP Visayas. Kanina po point out ko pala bago magkaroon yung clash ito yung may kita natin listen Lee 144 as the games goes on, patagal ng patagal, mas nagiging useless itong Lee Sin pick as much as yung favor na nai-utilize na itong Xinxiang at makakosa pa dito yung Anivia.
Mugiwara is caught in no man's land here as the egg will be dead, no? Lunia is going excited, pero that is just one kill from the side of TUP Taguig, no? I hope someone clipped that double kill from Lunia using the super mega death rocket from downtown Kenobi, yung carries ng TUP. Sana may nag-clip nun kasi top 5 place yun. As in 2022, but here comes the engage coming in from Rafi Tulfo using the face breaker to stun some members from TUP Taguig. Here comes the re-engage coming in from Zoe, but that was not enough to deal some magic damage as they are now building resistances and they are now pressuring this mid lane. In few times now, this will be a destroyed mid lane tower, and Berelia is not done engaging. Here comes the dredge line, but the death sentence will miss. But that is just nothing, no, compared to the damage output that TUP Visayas is holding right now. And that is just a disengage once again. They're like parang in and out sila, no, na mag-engage, and then they're going out. Nung nalaman nilang wait, di pala sila apat lang. So nung nakita nila si Sowiz doon, they immediately back off. But if this going to be again, really Enlightened One wards into the tower but misses the resonating strike. But here comes the direct strike from Berelia from downtown, and the Killer Instinct will be able to secure that kill from Lunia, and here comes the RKO from Rafi Tulfo as he will be using that abilities to take a revenge kill on Manila Going Show, scoring his first kill against Manila Going Show with a little help from his buddies.
Ayun na, choke after choke, medyo nawawala na sa mental atong TUPT, while TUP Visayas gaining their composure dito sa game. Nabigyan pa ng shutdown call itong Kai'Sa, which is sobrang huge kasi behind na rin sana dun sa kills, pero naman siya, advantage siya dito sa kanyang CS, pero makikita na rin natin, mas nauna pang nakuha ng Kai'Sa yung kanyang 2 items bago dito sa Jinx. Which is huge for them. So kung makikita lang din natin yung gold na itong Kai'Sa, para makita sana natin kung ilan yung talagang gold nila in the pocket.
So it's really, dito na natin nakikita yung importance of taking objectives na TUP Visayas is capitalizing their advantage of taking 3 dragons against a dragon-less TUP Taguig. Those dragons amplified their team fighting presence, no? And as you can see, we are having a really good goal deficit, no, for the side of TUP Visayas up against na TUP Taguig that had a really good early gold advantage, no. And it's showing na they're equaling up, no, from their mistakes in the early game. Now they were caught off, they were giving up kills in their solo lanes, and now with their objectives advantage, no, they're now using that gold advantage to build up some items and amplify even more their team fighting. But here comes Sowiz engaging into Rafi Tupo. Rafi Tupo uses Haymaker to chunk in some damage, but Sowiz uses a distortion to run away.
Kasi nga, which is, I wonder bigly, medyo, kung makikita natin dito yung gold in the pockets of them, medyo equal lang sila eh. Lamang pa rin yung Anivia dito sa CS, sa gold, pero magkakaroon pa dito ng clash mid.
Call of the Forge got called in by Manila Going Show as they caught in Enlightened One. Enlightened One is really low. Rafi Tulfo kills the AD carry of TUP Taguig, chunking all of the damage that they can. Here comes the RKO, and they took K in the process with the guy that has so many health. He has no Haymaker. That means he doesn't have a shield, and that means he is dead. He's slowly but surely killing Enlightened One, but Enlightened One is 1 pixel away from a death. But Tempest Remuro is still healthy, and here comes the follow-up from Mugiwara as he dredge lights in. Tempest Remuro to take him down. LaFlame secures that kill. Manila Going Show is chunking a lot of damage, but he's not doing enough to kill someone, and that is the cause of him killing himself. You know, Berelia dredge lines that clone. Yung clone lang.
Clone lang. Akala ko yun na yun.
Akala ko rin.
So, this is Soul. This is Soul, partner.
23 minutes, partner. They have secured the one of the most important objectives into the game. Like, they secured Soul 23 minutes in. Their shot calling is really spot on. And here comes Killer Instinct activated by LaFlame and uses the Kraken Slayer damage to kill off the mid laners. And actually, that is a shutdown as well. So this is a snowballing LaFlame, and this is a Baron empowered TUP Visayas, and they are now holding up themselves up into the mid game, no, transitioning from a bad early game to a much better mid game.
Killer Instinct kasi this, katulad ng pangalan, Killer Instinct, sabi without hesitation, nung tumama yung W, talagang press hard din talaga agad sa isang auto in the queue. Tapos yung Ibon, ay yung LeBlanc. So makikita nga rin natin dito katulad ng sabi mo, from bad early game to a good mid game, makikita natin dito talagang still proof itong TUPV, proving themselves that they are the defending champions from the Gear Games on the past.
So di sila magpapahuli sa early game lead ng TUP Taguig, no? So di sila nagpapahayag na doon pa lang matitilt na sila. They used all of the mistakes of TUP Taguig had going into the mid game and used that to take some objectives as well as towers. Ito na nga yung finorcast natin kanina, Sir Donnie, no, during that technical break, no, na all TUP Visayas has to do is force Tempest Remuro out of his jungle and as well as into the main objectives, as that is Dragon, kasi ayun lang yung lead na meron yung TUP Visayas before that technical timeout happened, and that is it, and it shows it's bearing fruit now na all of the lanes are now pushed. They have all the team fight advantage, and as well as they secured Baron without even securing 2 Rift Heralds into the game, no. It looks like multiple towers are now being sieged in from TUP Visayas.
So yun na nga, so napansin ko na rin, paano nalugi itong yung TUPT sa TUPV. As means of CS, talagang kalamang sa farming itong TUPV, and that also so early game, giving up their bounties, talagang nakatulong para dito sa revive ng TUPV.
and experience ang labanan dito, Sir Donnie, no? And level advantage dito, and as well as your composure to scale into the mid game, no? At least hindi sila na-tilt doon. Like, they did not give important objectives. Nilabanan pa rin nila yung Dragon kahit hindi nila na-secure yung dalawang Rift Herald. And it's going really in favor of them kasi hindi na abuso ng side laners ng TUP Taguig yung pushing ng Rift Herald, and now they are now being victims of their own trait. Suwis is on the sideline, and Call of the Forge God is now being activated by Manila Going Show. Is this going to be a team fight that will seal the game for the side of TUP Taguig, or they will held their own to scale into the late game? Manila Going Show is used as an RKO mechanic for Rafi Tulfo as they chop down the carries of TUP Taguig. The carries are now running away as Lunia is still taking damage. A double kill from the side of La Flame, and that's going to be another kill for La Flame. A triple kill actually for La Flame. And on the backside, Enlightened One kicks Tempest Remuro out into the rift and into a gray screen. And in 26 minutes in, this is now an open inhibitor and as well as 2 open Nexus towers. No, Rafi Tulfo is pressuring Manila Going Show to ever going near his Nexus. Manila Going Show is really sad right now as he's just seeing his team Nexus exploding. Manila Going Show is still alive, but his Nexus isn't, and that is the first game of the series for League of Legends 2022, no? And TUP Visayas held their own and scaled into the late game.
As you can see that victory banner held for TUP Visayas, I almost doubted them eh. Kala ko yun na, pero hindi ba, sinak lang tayo nila dahil sa huli talaga yung nagpapabugsto yung bida, di ba? So, parang ganun yung nangyari dito. Sobrang galing pinakita talaga ng TUPV coming back from a bad early and to a good mid game and finishing strong. That bad play.
It looked really weird, no? Na binigyan lang ng onting hope yung TUP Taguig. Actually, pero pinabigyan lang ng pag-asa pero pinaasa lang, sadly, no? And yun, nakita na nga natin na paano inabusan ng TUP Visayas lahat ng mistakes that TUP Taguig was not able to use, no? TUP Taguig was one step ahead during the early game. They were able to pick up some important people, no? Manila Going Show solo killing Rafi Tulfo, getting that gold advantage, no? Hoping that gold advantage would lead into an item advantage naman, but sadly the carries for the side of TUP Visayas was too much because on the other side, La Flame and as well as Mugiwaraya was snowballing ahead of their competition.
Ayun nga, snowballed indeed they did. Talagang grabe yung naging tilt-off nila doon. Talagang nag-bounce back sila, i-focus on their game. So, ayun, dapat tayong game na abangan. So, guys, huwag kayong nilipat. Just stay tuned dito. Nood lang kayo and have a great time watching the stream.
And we are back again, guys, for the Game 2 of the League of Legends Ascend 2022. As we've seen in the Game 1, TUP Visayas paved their way into securing that first game, no? And in a few seconds now, we are now going to be entering the picks and bans. Pero brief highlights, no, from that Game 1. I was really astonished on the composure of TUP Visayas. Going from a bad gold lead, blowing towers, picking up some solo kills on their lanes, no, from securing 4 dragons soul in 23 minutes, and as well as securing Baron to ultimately win the game. So, Sir Donnie, what was your take in that game?
So, grabe yung naging composure talaga. So, ang pinaka-mapipinpoint ka talaga, this is yung kill proof talaga ng TUPV. So, naging pa rin sila, sobrang shaky nila ng una eh, na merong unprecedented solo kills, medyo marami silang missteps talaga early in that round, pero they proved that they are the best team. They got a strong mental bago mag-mid game and finish strong. And kudos para talaga sa kanila, sobrang galing nung pinakita nila doon. And their skills and their mechanics and that guy's outplay, that guy's killer instinct was sobrang superb nun. the suplex talaga sa mid kanina, ang ganda ng suplex ni ni Rafi Tulfo. Turned out that yung engage nung na-deny yung engage nung nung Thresh.
Despite losing, I applaud Manila Going Show for his performance at Ornn in the top lane. No, he held his own against Rafi Tulfo, even taking 3 solo kills and as well as setting up for taking those 2 significant Rift Heralds. No, sadly it did not end in the way that they was favored for. Pero honestly, I would still say that Manila Going Show still showed some promise, and I'm really excited for this new top lane matchup entering into the game 2. No, so stakes are now higher. So TUP Taguig needs to step up now, and TUP Visayas needs to have a new blueprint naman, no, na in order for them to go into the finals, all they have to do is keep their composure, play it safe, be a nice supporter when someone dies, no. And looking at the bans currently, we have now seen once again a Gangplank and Kiana ban, no, Sir Donnie. So what is this mean for this match?
So itong 3 bans pa rin ng TUP Visayas is mostly respect bans talaga pa rin to counter Tempest Rimuro, kasi ito yung mga champions na talagang kita nilang dun siya nag-excel. So may kita si Suis yung mid lane ng TUPT. So may kita natin dito pa ulit yung mangyayari. Are we gonna see top gap ba ulit na parang win lane lose game yung nangyari dun
Maraming nagpaka-success doon yung sinabi mo ng early game. Actually na top dip, no, pero nagkabaliktad.
Namali ako rin.
Kita sa comments kanina, isang my pods lang naman dyan, no, para sabihin medyo nagkamali ko. Pero it's okay because you made it up for supporting the game either way, no, despite showing some unappreciation for Rafi Tulfo. Pero you still saw some promise for him scaling into the late game. And as we are now transitioning into the
yes. Rafi Tulfo, talagang pinakita niya, hindi to top gap, parang I have skills on my own. Talagang pinrove niya pa rin na I'm on this game, kaya ka pa rin maging game changer. And he did. Kudos para sa kanya. He played well talaga.
So for the side of TUP Taguig, no, locking in their signature bot lane once again, that showed promise into the early game for K into the Thresh and Lunia in the Jinx. Sadly, no, the team comp of TUP Visayas was set on getting someone and taking and killing them instantly from the damage output that Mugiwara had and La Flame had, no. So we are now seeing some 3 picks for TUP Visayas, and Rafi Tulfo with his Jace and Greek background, no, with his Jace performance in Gear games, no, he definitely dominated that matchup using that Jace. Showed some lane dominance. Didn't even give a CS lead for his top laner, no, so even going up by 50 CS. That is Rafi Tulfo's Jace, ladies and gentlemen. And now we have seen a lock-in for Kai'Sa's La Flame again. La Flame's Kai'Sa, no, sorry, nabaliktad lang. And Berelia locking in Alistar. So with this lineup, you've seen, Sir Donnie, like what have you seen so far, and what is the X factor na nakikita mo sa lineup ng TUP Visayas?
So, ito na, makikita natin dito sa Rafi Tulfo, using a champion that is talagang aketi. Makikita natin dito kung masashowcase na pa talaga yung talagang skills niya, being the star player of his team. So, ito rin, makikita na rin natin yung Jax if it's going to the top lane. So, makikita natin kung paano niya ka-counter yung Jace. I think, malaking lugi na yung Jax dito sa Jace. What do you think, partner?
I think it would be an equal matchup, no, Sir Donnie. As long as the Manila Going Show soak up some significant damage that Rafi Tulfo has, siguro yung unang burst of attack from Shock Blast and W, as long as na ma-survive niya yun, yung nuke na yun, kasi yun yung sign na limited na lang ulit yung abilities ng Jay. So once he uses the QWE combo, there's no abilities left. Pero as we all know, Jax, he just hits the lantern really hard and still kills someone, no? So he doesn't have to use E all the time kasi it has a relatively long cooldown. but his basic attacks make up for that, no? And that is now a locked-in Jax for Manila Going Show, and it looks like this is going to be a locked-in Sin Xiao once again for Tempest Remuro. Will he be able to avenge himself from that lost game in Game 1, no, against Enlightened One?
Makikita nga natin dito, Linnea and Kay staying at their original picks, Thresh and Jinx, pero at the jungle, makikita nga natin yung answer dito sa Central sa Elise. And is this Cinderella hovering right now for Malzahar? So makikita pa natin which is gonna be the pick for Mugiwara here. See over his mid-lane champions.
So for me, Sir Donya, I was really skeptical, no, na they auto-lock Elise. So parang napag-isipan nila na alam na nila yung team comp na to. So that's why they instantly lock in Elise. So it looks like it's going to be a final pick, no, as Galio will be played into the mid lane. So this comp is really team fight centric, no. Once you go in with Alistar, there is always a follow-up from Berillia. And for the side of TUP Taguig naman, once you go in for a damage, hindi ka na dapat babalik. You go in. Kasi most of the champions that TUP Taguig pick either has no dashes. They would rely on their summoner spells to escape. So once they go in, they have to fight. And now that the champions have now been finalized, let us guide you through the champions that TUP Taguig pick. We have Manila Going Show going Jax, Tempest Remuro picking his Sin Xiao once again, Suis on Twisted Fate, Lunia on Jinx, and Thresh and Kay on Thresh.
And as we can see, Rafi Tulpo on Jace, and Enlightened Dawn on Elise, Mugiwara on his Galio, Lafilame on his same champion last game, which is Kaisa, and Alistar and Berillia on Alistar. Sobrang excited na naman ako dito for this game. Katulad na nakita natin the past game, sobrang ganda ng showcase nilang skills and the mechanics. So, I'm looking forward for another spicy match. Kasi di lang naman yung ating spicy, pati yung comment section natin naging spicy rin eh. So, I think this would be a fun game to watch talaga.
You are definitely right, Sir Donnie, when it comes to saying na fun. Actually, it's a very understatement. It's fun. It's all out. Napaka exciting. It's all about positivity sa larong to. Because you wouldn't know what happened. TUP Visayas with a comeback, knowing na damn, we lost all hope na scaling pa sila. But ultimately, they paved their way to that comeback. So yun, di natin in-expect yun. So are we going to see a comeback from Greyhawks A, or will this be the series for Archons? Let us know in the comments below who will win this number 2 game for League of Legends Ascend 2022. Can I see an Archons win into the comment section if you want TUP Visayas to win, or Greyhawks A win if you want to see the Greyhawks from the TUP Taguig to win this game number 2? Are we going to see a game 3, or will it be the series? Sir Donnie, what is your take?
Ako, excited na ako. Ayaw ko na mag-predict ulit kung sinong mananalo. But at least TUPV and TUPT has, parang sa akin, ika lang naman din yung lineups ng dalawa. Wala masyadong, siguro early, we can see TUPV, gaining their momentum as TUPT skills because they have the Jax and Jinx. Pero ayaw ko na mag-predict kasi mystery talaga tong dalawa. Marami tong in store for us a surprise. So, I think, let's just enjoy the show talaga kung anong may bigay nila talaga para sa atin. So, I'm truly excited. Go partner. As I remind everyone, this is only the semifinals. Meron pang finals, no? Meron pang 2 teams na hungry for glory din na makikita natin. So, salamat viewers for tuning in. So, are you not entertained with the game?
So as we are waiting for the spectator delay, no, key matchup, no, Sir Donnie, Rafi Tulfo against Manila Going Show, Jax versus Jace, bragging right, sino ulit makaka-solo kill? So what is your take on this? So who do you think will take first blood, no, in terms of what lane advantage would it needed para magkaroon sila ng solo kill, no? Will it be Jax pushing into the lane, forcing him into the tower and a dive, or Rafi Tulfo slowly poking Manila Going Show and then ultimately going for an all-in?
So, katulad ng sinabi mo, mas skeptical ako dito sa Jax pick talaga to. Kasi I am more favorable talaga sa Jace. Kasi Jace is a super strong top lane carry talaga. So, kung lang sa question na yun, if Jace and Jax, I'll go for the Jace. parang makukulangan yung kit ng Jax dito para sa akin. So kasi meron ng pag tumalo lang tong Jax ay parang tatampalin lang siya ng third skill na ng Jace.
Ito lang masasabi ko, Sir Donnie, like win con for both top lanes. Once sino unang makabuo ng key item. So isipan natin kay Rafi Tulfo is Serrated Dirt and Manila Going Show, possibly Phage or Shield. Sino unang makabuo nun and use that item to their advantage will be the winner of that lane and favorable going into the mid game. Knowing that Jace goes really well with lethality, so I'm really sure that Rafi Tulfo is going a build like Eclipse Muramana here. So once he builds Eclipse, kahit wala pang Muramana, kahit actually sa rated Dirt Muramana lang, okay na yun. And once Rafi Tulfo completes that item, he will be able to nuke some of the important members of PUP Taguig. And that goes for Manila Going Show as well. For Suis and Lunia, that is really squishy. Jace will be having a fun time assassinating these people. And for Manila Going Show to have a win con, as long as you build really, really well, na will I build Trinity Force here? Kung bibili ba ako ng Divine Thunderer here? So you would weigh on the options, what kind of matchup you would have. And if you would use that to something na to scale really well, use it to advantage para maka-side lane, then it's going to be a matchup win for the side of Manila Going Show.
So, excited na rin talaga ako as we go for the game. I think they're in game. So, as we expect these games to go on, konting shoutouts lang dito para dito sa ating mga viewers na medyo init na init habang wala pa rin yung game. So, ayun, masyadong nagiging mainit pa rin ulit ang comment section natin. Gusto na nakikita ko is yung TUPV win.
So, I'm seeing a lot of TUPV win nga rin, no, Sir Donnie. So, it looks like that, na they are seeing that TUPV win. TUPV will be able to pull this off in terms of experience, having the ability to macro their lanes really well, and as well as take objectives, no. And as we can see, we can now see the runes and masteries inside of this game, no, Sir Donnie. We are now seeing a lethal tempo. Since we are accustomed to actually seeing Conqueror, no. Pero for this game, he took lethal tempo, and for Enlightened One as well, no. We are now seeing a Conqueror Elise, no. It is for me. I play Assassin Elise. No, so I would take Dark Harvest or Electrocute. So this is different for me for Enlightened One. So will he be going a AP Bruiser build here? Kasi they need an extra layer of tankiness sa team, or will this just be a Conqueror para magkaroon siya ng sustain when team fighting or even assassinating someone? Kasi Enlightened as an Elise, it is very good for you to sustain in a long fight kasi you deal so much damage on top of the team that was composed for you, knowing that you have a Jace and as well as a Kai'Sa.
So makikita na rin natin dito our players going to their respective lanes. Like medyo magiging passive lang ang first 10 minutes natin. So less fights, makikita natin dito yung mga players natin farming lang for their gold as they purchase their first mythic item. Nakikita natin dito mga players going for the leash on their respective jungles.
So I like the buy here from Manila Going Show. So it's Sir Donnie opting for a sustain rather than going for an aggressive item, no. So he went Manila Going Show actually went for Corrupting Potion for sustain. Pero some Jax players would have went Adoran Shield, no? Kasi they would use that for trading as well as some resistances. For the side of Rafi Tulfo naman, we are seeing him going aggressive, going first strike and as well as longsword, because we all know longsword builds into Serrated Dirt. So as much as he stays well into the lane, he will be able to buy that Serrated Dirt possibly in his first back or possible solo kill against Manila Going Show. But here comes Mugiwara, putting some pressure onto the Raptors of Tempest Remuro. That was a really good ward for Enlightened One into the early game, warding that Raptors, no. So that is already an advantage in clear speed for the side of Enlightened One. And as we are seeing, no, the laners are just still showing some poke here, and it looks like Manila Going Show will be the one to be the first to go level 2, no, and Rafi Tulfo is still level 1, and Manila Going Show is denying some experience and as well as some gold here. So it's really going something that TUP Visayas is accustomed to. So getting some really good early leads and using that to something like of an advantage. No, we are seeing lanes that are equal, and Enlightened One is already into the top lane, hoping for a gank to happen. No, and like Manila Going Show is not warded. This bush, and here comes Enlightened One with an engage. Manila Going Show flashes away, but Enlightened One follows up with a flash as well. Enlightened One misses the cocoon, and Manila Going Show will use the minions to leap strike away for his safety. So that was a really good reading for Manila Going Show, being patient with the abilities that Enlightened One knows. Sinugal niya. He flashed really early kasi alam niyang madaling matamaan ng cocoon when you are near. But Manila Going Show played that really well and capitalized Enlightened One's mistake that he missed his cocoon.
So, yun nga, nalaman din nila dito na itong Jax talaga para sa kanila. So, they're putting an early pressure para dito sa Jax. So, makuha na ito ni Jace yung kanyang early lead para dito sa game na to. So, wala pa masyadong action na nanggagana. Pero that's good jam. Kasi alam din nila eh. First of all, nakita nila yung passing talaga nung Xinjiang. So, kasi meron talaga silang possible dive na magagawa sa top lane. And a gank they did, but ito na nga, Manila Going Show, proving his map awareness talaga. So, ayun, it saved another day para sa kanya.
Tony, kung di man ako nabubulag dito, I hope the viewers are as well. We are seeing a 23 CS lead from Rafi Tulfo against Manila Going Show. I hope this isn't a bug because I'm really skeptical on this. Kasi, bago tayo mangyari doon, here comes Enlightened One as he hits Manila Going Show. Manila Going Show uses the ward to leave strike away, and that's not going to be an engage coming in from Rafi Tulfo. And going back to Rafi Tulfo's stat, ito na nga sinasabi ko sa'yo from the champ select pa lang kanina. Rafi Tulfo's Jace will make you something na hindi mo magugustuhan yung paglaro ng top lane because he will going to have a really big significant CS lead up against his top laner. Look at the level gap between Rafi Tulfo and Manila Going Show. One level gap is okay siguro, pero 2 levels is already too much. You have more stats, you are open to much better resistances, and on top of that, you are asserting your dominance na you are winning lane even before mid game starts, no? And it looks like the triple longsword buy from Rafi Tulfo will initiate more punish onto the top lane.
So, yan din. Makikita rin natin dito, TUPP, opting for an early dragon. Dahil nakakapatid nga kanina, nakuha ng UPV yung soul in just 23 minutes early in that game. So, makikita natin dito, magkakaroon pa ng konting contest dito mula sa gaya. Pero, at might would go down and secure that dragon for them.
So that is the first dragon secured from the side of TUP Taguig as Manila Going Show engages in the counter strike. Rafi Tulfo is low, and as well as Manila Going Show, he is doing a lot of damage right now. But the shot flash and the tower shot would be able to turn around that fight. Rafi Tulfo takes the solo kill up against Manila Going Show, and that solo kill was also first blood.
Ayun na nga, dito, Rafi Tulfo making a statement, hindi araw-araw ko para sa'yo, paring Manila. So, I'll saying that lamang na siya sa CS. So, makakuha po siya ng first blood and a priority dito sa top lane. So, sobrang laking lead na ito para sa Jace. As I tell you, sobrang laki lang lamang talaga ng Jace dito in early. Kaya, this will be a terror match para dito sa Manila Gong. So, parang hindi niya may enjoy atangan maglaro ng LoL.
You are definitely right, Sir Tony. And you would want the best experience for a top laner na kaya mo mag-respo. Yung teleport mo may meaning, and as well as your damage. And Rafi Tulfo is denying that experience for Manila Going Show. As we have seen, Rafi Tulfo is now up a level against Manila Going Show, even scoring a solo kill, a revenge solo kill that has a lot of blood and rivalry and revenge, knowing that Manila Going Show solo killed Rafi Tulfo 3 times. Napakasama sa loob for the side of Rafi Tulfo, and he has managed to use that as a revenge para makabawi na ngayon. And Enlightened One is now securing the bot side scuttle now, and as well as Tempest Rimuru now opting for a gank into the mid lane. Is this going to be a counter gank coming in from Enlightened One? But Enlightened One will be opting for a side lane push, no? And he's now caught inside of the tower.
What an
Lifts
outplay!
him up to the air, and Tempest Rimuru dies. But here comes the follow-up coming in from Enlightened One, and he dodges the gold card. Enlightened One is still not done fighting Fuse, no? And it looks like the cocoon will hit, but the cleanse will be too clean for the side of Suis, no? And Suis will be running away without a cleanse and a dead Tempest Rimuru.
So that means malaking bagay yun para sa kanya dahil mamaya madali na lang siya madadalawan. That turnaround outplay from these two laners ng TUPV, proving themselves they're the best laners out there talaga. An outplay after an outplay, grabe yung sinashowcase dito ng TUPV. Gusto talaga nila din mag-start itong game with a dominant early game.
So was that a calculated dash from the Galio, no, Sir Donnie? Kasi I think he was supposed to use the dash as an escape. Pero
Hindi samba yun.
Calculated talaga yung pinag-isipan talaga.
Calculated talaga yun.
Kaya pinag-isipan ng maigi. Alam niyang lilipad sa langit si Tempest Rimuru. But here comes the all from Rafi Tulfo. But look at the all-in damage for Rafi Tulfo. Manila Going Show was too much, no? The damage for Rafi Tulfo, I should say, was too much for Manila Going Show to handle. And that is now, once again, a backing Manila Going Show into the base. Maglalakad na naman siya. And we're looking at the CS lead. That is too much for Manila Going Show to see. Isang tab lang pag nakita niya, ay naku po, Diyos ko, ang sakit sa mata. 52 CS lead from the side of Rafi Tulfo, and as well as a set of plates, no, from the side of Rafi Tulfo. And we see Guerrilla, no, playing mind games on the bottom lane, taunting the bottom lane of Lunia NK, no. So I don't know if that's something part of the game plan for TUP Visayas, no, para magkaroon sila ng advantage. And Guerrilla is now opting for a on the ward para sa bush, no, para makaset up ng Heroes Entrance gank si Mugiwara.
So, yun na nga, makikita na natin dito. Sobrang sakit nito para sa Jax sa scaling champion. Early pa lang, wala ka na talagang ma-farm. Ano magagawa mo ngayon? Parang, mas okay na sana tapat mag-Facebook na lang siya. Pero, hindi pa natin pwedeng alisin dito sa equation talaga for deal. Kasi, makikita pa rin natin dito yung late game potential na itong Jax. Pero kung talagang hayaan ka ng TPV, mapunta dun sa point na maging unstoppable tong Jax. Pero, I think, malabo na kasi makikita natin yung first mythic item dito online na para sa Jace in just a couple of minutes pa lang. And I think it's 10 minutes pa lang ata from the start of the game, meron siyang mythic item.
So yun na nga sinasabi ko sa yung prowess of Rafi Tulfo to farm and apply dominance to the lane. Ayun na nga sinasabi ko sa yung first item strike advantage for the side of Rafi Tulfo. Which is Eclipse, no? Eclipse is a lethality damaging item. So it's already good for someone that's Rafi Tulfo, that knowing that Manila Going Show is not building any armor, no? So this is going to be a look of a damage from the side of Rafi Tulfo, and that is a blown slash from Suis, and as well as Mugiwaraya, but Enlightened One is caught from the death sentence, and he uses Rappel, and here comes the grand entrance para magkaroon man lang ng suppressing damage from the side of TP Taguig. Here comes the fight, and here comes the retaliation coming in from TP Visayas. La Flame takes down Tempest Rimuru, and Rafi Tulfo uses the shock blast combo to chunk down K into one bar of health, and that was a really good trade of kills, no? From the side of TUP Visayas, taking kills and as well as some significant gold lead, and as well as Mugiwara engages him with a dash and uses the flame to pull them away to the tower range. Rafi Tulfo is still tanking some damage from the tower, no, but here comes the engage coming in from Guerrilla. Headbutt pulverizes him into the wall. Will he live? No, power shot will finish him, and that is a kill from the side of Guerrilla to Suis, but that is also a trade kill from Suis.
So, napagod na calculation talaga dito para sa ating solo laners ng TUP Visayas, proving them that they're the strongest talaga, no? Showcasing every mechanics na meron talaga sila. So, makikita na natin dito, pakonti-konti na yung talagang snowball na parang hindi na ata mapipigilan itong TUPD. So, pero as game prolongs, makikita pa rin natin dito na yung possibility ng snowball pa rin ng Jax and then James. Pero wala na rin magawa yung Jax dito. Scrapes na lang nakukuha niya dito sa top.
So, nakikita na natin na onting warning lang sa kabracket ng TUP Visayas na kung ito man makakalaban nyo, na definitely Otaban Jace. Kung gusto niyo magkaroon ng magandang experience yung top laner nyo, so please, Otaban Jace. You are now seeing something of a different breed from Rafi Tulfo, dominating top lane, 50 CS lead. Kakasabi ko lang kanina, 50 CS lead. So kung gusto niyo man ng ng fair top lane matchup, siguro 5 ban para kay Rafi Tulfo.
So here comes the engagement
is coming in from Rafi Tulfo, and that is a all-in combo from Rafi Tulfo as the gold guard stun and as well as the counter-strike stun from Rafi Tulfo is too much to handle. The chain CC was enough for him to be taken down, and the combo from Suwis and Manila Going Show was enough for a shutdown kill from Manila Going Show.
And this small breathing room para dito sa Jax, and that help from Twisted Fate would talagang akin na siya ng maluwag. Ay, meron akong 30 seconds para makapag-farm dito ng maayos. So, tignan natin if we could capitalize dito sa kill na yun.
So, Berelia and LaFlame is now pushing into this thing because they know in a few seconds they will be opting for Dragon. And LaFlame is doing so much damage as just being a Kai'Sa, and Manila Going Show is truly but truly crawling into the lead, still 50 CS lead, pero the items are there. Pero I don't think Divine yun na nga, nakabuo na siya ng Divine Thunderer niya, which is specific item. Hindi siya nag-go ng 3D Force. I wanna know kung bakit. Pero I think this Divine Thunderer is enough para makapag-tank ng damage kasi this Divine Thunderer has a heal. So on top of the all-in damage from Rafi Tulfo, I think Manila Going Show wants more sustainability in 1v1 duels.
So ayun na, makikita pa rin natin dito. Mostly yung bot lane natin dito naging quiet lang for now. So makikita pa rin dito ng solo ng pick kill dito sa mid. Makita natin yung Twisted Fate advancing a little bit. So nakapag-capitalize dun Galleon Elise for that kill.
Okay, here comes Rafi Tulfo and as well as Enlightened putting some pressure on Manila Going Show. Pero bago yun, we have an off-cam kill from the side of TFP Visayas. Naglabas lang sila ng sama na loob against Suwis, as I think those were 3 members or 2 people, So let us see. Enlightened is now diving this turret, but Manila Going Show used the leap strike to escape, but that is just some added pressure. Shock blast is missed from Rafi Tulfo, but here comes Tempest Rumuru with the retaliation, but he's being headbutted into the damage output from the side of TFP Visayas, and that is a kill from Enlightened. Here comes Manila Going Show using the counter strike and pitch to escape, and here comes Rafi Tulfo, really hungry for blood, he is really on the lead right now, so hindi siya natatakot pag tower dive. Here comes the all-in combo coming in from the side of Rafi Tulfo 2K, as Rafi Tulfo is still being death sentenced from the side of K, as he's being chained CC. Rafi Tulfo is now down, but there are still members living from the side of TFP Visayas. Manila Going Show is not done. The hero's entrance was cancelled from the stun, and Enlightened will be able to kill Suwis. That would not be the case, as the chain CC from the side of TFP Taguig was able to cut off 4 members of TFP Visayas.
That disrespect coming from the TUPV, costing them something big dito, Nakakuha pa ng 2 kills dito na shutdown dito ng Jax. So, malaking opportunity sa kanya to crawl back to the game.
So, I think that Tempest Rumuru is now pinging for a Rift Herald dito. I think they would trade Rift Herald for Dragon or the other way around. Pero for me, if I was TUP Taguig, I would be forcing fights knowing na that fight was something na naipanala natin. So there was hope, All you have to do is chain CC Rafi Tulfo and get all the bones, But here comes Kay with the lantern on Tempest Rumuru, hindi niya papindot, pero papindutin mo. Ayun na nga, pinindot niya na nga. Berelia with a 2-man pulverize, and here comes the teleports from both teams. Berelia is really low, and the gold card will hit Berelia, but he still flashed away from the wall. And here comes the Cloud Dragon is now alive. Berelia is low, but here comes the Irishi coming in from Mugiwara. A 2-man taunt and a shock blast combo coming in from Rafi Tulfo as he is targeting Manila Going Show with a lot of damage right now. Suwis secures the kill onto the support of TUP Visayas. Rafi Tulfo with a retaliation kill on Tempest Rumuru. A double kill from Rafi Tulfo. Is this going to be a triple kill for Rafi Tulfo? That would not be the case. It is only Suwis alive. A double kill from the side of LaFlame as well. Is this going to be a Suwis running away? Look at the shock blast damage from Rafi Tulfo. Snared by the Everfrost. Mababaliktad ba ito? But that explode from the AoE from To The Skies onto the minions was enough for Rafi Tulfo to do some follow-up damage and eventually kill Suis, an ace and a dragon for TUP Visayas.
Yeah, that was a late ace, pero grabe. TUP showing their dominance in their team fights. Grabe, medyo makalat nung una, pero ito na nga yung naging clean doon, yung pasok nung Galio. Tanking from the right side, hindi na anticipate yun ng TUP. So, medyo nag-scatter yung iba doon. Gaining talaga dito yung panalo ng TUPV nung malinis na engage.
So despite being low, no, Berelia still engaged para na magkaroon siya ng presence of crowd control. And si Suis lang nakakuha sa kanya. There were still 4 members of TUP Visayas that was alive there. And they used that to kill off the remaining people from TUP Taguig. And as well as to secure an ace. And as well as a dragon, no? So that is already something to see. TUP Visayas is in the driver's seat, is in the lead, objective lead as well, and as well as an itemization lead from the side of Rafi Tulfo. He's now already close to completing his Mana Mune and has already built Last Whisper. So there is no tank on the side of TUP Taguig. So you are literally almost dealing true damage from absolutely no armor built from the side of TUP Taguig. And we are going to see a lot of damage for Rafi Tulfo. And ayun na nga, tinamaan ng Shock Plus combo si Suis. Di natin nakita kung gaano kakapal yung health bar na na-chunk niya. Pero sadly, but still, I think that was a promise to see na Rafi Tulfo is dealing damage. Ayun na nga, tinamaan. Pero di tayo sure, hindi natin nakita. That angle from that camera was not enough to see the damage from Suis, no? But either way, yun na nga. So, Rafi Tulfo is a menace here. Raid boss, lahat na, sabihin mo. And here comes the retaliation coming in from Tempest Rimuro as he engages into the fight. Here comes the teleport coming in from that Galio, but that kill from Suis will be able to take down Rafi Tulfo. A shutdown goal coming in from Suis. And I think Rafi Tulfo went a ballsy there knowing that he can 1v2 but he still has no CC. Kaya madali lang siya ma-lockdown. And here comes the engage coming in from Berelia, but he's just going to receive a headbutt. Uy!
Okay, I think.
May follow-up. Joke lang, kala ko tama na yung play-by-play. Pero ayun na nga, nagkakalabas na pula sa mga loob dito. Tempest Rimuro using the lantern to fly away to safety, no? As La Flave is being hit by a gold card here by Suis. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, no? From a Twisted Fate that just finished his rapid fire cannon and Manila going show. Despite losing in lane, he's still making a presence into the top lane. Makakapunta ba dito si Rafi Tulfo? Yes, he will. He did not continue in destroying that tower, but Rafi Tulfo has a lot of movement speed. But he still manages to clear the wave instead of fighting.
Then makikita nga rin natin dito, Suis putting his team on hit back right now. Making the most possible place available for them to crawl back to the game. So, shout out dito kay Suis for not giving up. Mostly, medyo dead pa rin itong Jinx natin. Wala pa rin tayo nakikita output na sa kanya. At least, meron pa rin hope dito. May konting shimmer pa rin dito sa TUPT.
Nakita mo ba yun? Donnie, kung gaano kalakas yung Fury, but here comes the Destiny coming in from Suis, na-stun na naman, na-snare ulit, and here comes the Chain CC coming in from Rafi Tulfo, and Manila going show is no, but that-stun was not able to follow up for a damage for Rafi Tulfo, and they kill Rafi Tulfo once again, being caught on a side lane, no? But at what cost, no? Destroyed middle tower, hindi mala nabawasan si Shelly, and this is going to be a possible inhibitor turret for the side of TUP Visayas. Pop Rayo as well, and Pop Rayo, no? Onting tulak na lang. They would be close to destroying that Nexus tower, no? And I think Shelly would not be living up to that Nexus tower, but that was definitely worth for the death of Rafi Tulfo. That was one death for 2 towers for the side of TUP Taguig.
And I will take the trade every day para dito sa TUP Visayas. Sobrang worth nun. Kahit masyado silang na-focus dito sa Jace. Shutdown natin yung Jace. Pero what cost? Nawawala na po konti-konti sa kanila yung base. Eh nakikita na rin natin dito yung po konting skill netong Kalsa. Medyo nagiging scary na siya na rito as the game progresses. As meron na rin siyang 2 items dito in her pocket.
So, if that is the sign that their team fighting is already polished, I don't know what it is anymore. So they're using mind games against TUP Taguig, no, na it's okay to take shutdown goals, pero it's not okay to take objectives in the process. So napakalaking trade-off nun. If I was TUP Taguig, I would have let Rafi Tulfo just push, pero not in a sense na masisira din yung main objectives into the mid lane. I think either way din naman siguro, if Rafi Tulfo stayed, he will be able to take some towers. and there will be forcing a team fight into the mid. So, pero kung ako sa'yo, I will team fight without Rafi Tulfo. And that is the third soul, actually the sole point for the side of TUP Visayas. So going back to the game, it's going to be a bloodbath in a few seconds now, knowing that some of the carries of TUP Visayas is slowly but surely pulling into their third item power spike, and as well as a completed Muramana Cyril Dash for Rafi Tulfo, but off-cam kill for Lunia to kill down Rafi Tulfo, and Rafi Tulfo is dead once again for the past 2 minutes, Sir Donnie. Wala pa ako nakikitang assassination kill for Rafi Tulfo. Panay death slam. This is going to be bad for the side of TP Visayas as they have no significant damage dealers except for the but look at that damage, Manila going siya engaging with the counter strike, but here comes the hero's entrance for Mugiwara, disengaging any counter attack coming from TUP Taguig, and La Flame is caught in no man's land. Mugiwara and Berelia is the only ones alive, but they have no damage whatsoever. They were caught inside of the Baron pit, and TUP Taguig capitalized that. Mugiwara is still running away, but was hit by multiple abilities from the side of TUP Taguig, and that is an ace for TUP Taguig and a secured Baron as well.
Yun na nga, meron tayong ditong TUP, binan ako. Pero nakita natin, wow! A-teleport from Nagi.
Expect. Nakikita tayo, expect dito. Umuwi na po dito yung mga tao dito from the side of TUP Taguig. But this will still be a continuing Baron in the process, I think Rafi Tulfo will be choosing to run away. He will turn around to kill down Manila Goshen using the Thundering Blow. He will still go to the skies to kill down Kai, but Kai will be flashing away from that tower, He looks like Rafi Tulfo is still pushing this lane, but the Baron naturally is still secured by the side of TUP Taguig. Baron empowered recalls will be able to give them some time to defend this base, but I think that tower was enough to make it up na knowing na walang jungler, and that is the best objective that they can take.
Grabe yung decision making dito ng TUP. After ng mistakes nila dun sa Baron, nakakita pa rin sila ng para makabawi, and that trade kill from Jack and Nexus Spirit, parang hindi sila nakinga rin sila ng malalim. Like, sige, burn lang muna natin yung bata and let's see what happens next.
So, in the sense of this game, sadly, Cloud Soul yung makukuha natin. So,
yes,
it's somehow useful for some champions, unless you are Rafi Tulfo that has a 3-second cooldown for its ulti. So, you're getting more movement speed. So, dumadagdag po yung mobility mo. If they manage to secure this Cloud Dragon, there would be some significant fights na magkakaroon ng advantage si Rafi Tulfo just because of how easily he can access the backline. As long as na wala nang ibang utilities yung TUP Taguig, it would be a breeze for Rafi Tulfo to deal not magic damage, to deal at least some damage into their carries na napakahalaga, as we see na Suis and as well as Dunia are dealing so much damage, and props to Manila Going Show, despite having a CS deficit, is still holding his own, building some good items in the process.
Yes, pero makikita nga rin natin yung main AD damage dito ng TUPT is lacking. Lynx is far more behind talaga dito in this game, so makikita natin dito yung lackluster talaga ng AD damage prowess dito ng TUPT coming from Jinx na behind in gold and in items. So titignan natin, maybe itong Cloud Soul yung magiging day in the office para sa TUPT, pero titignan natin on how they capitalize and turn around this fight to make another day para sa kanila, because this is a do or die game for them.
So TUP Taguig is trying all of the stops para lang magkaroon sila ng base defense na tama. So here comes the inhibitor respawn that gave them a bit of hope. So they're still prone to backdoor, pero that backdoor will have to take a lot of time para makompleto because you are adding more layers of defense, So you have inhibitor and as well as one open Nexus tower, But in a few seconds, we will be having a dragon fight that would either one, seal the game for TUP Visayas, or number two, TUP Taguig would be able to retaliate with an ace and be able to take some really important objectives kasi alam nilang kaya nilang tumim-fight knowing that they have Baron.
Ooh, wow!
Looks like there's sentence is hit by Berelia, but will that be a follow-up? And I don't think that would be the case. Berelia was hit by a gold card, but he used the ult there. Okay, hindi na siya magkakaroon ng sustain sa fight knowing that he doesn't have an ult now. So what would be the counter-attack here for the side of TUP Visayas? They are now down on ulti from a support that na magaling mag-engage. And Mugiwara, and the only hard CC that they only contain is Enlightened One stun, and Mugiwara's Mugiwaraya's Hero's entrance. So is this going to be a fight here as Manila Going Show is now in no man's land as he is being trapped by Rafi Tulfo and Mugiwaraya, but that would not be great. Here comes the retaliation coming in from Rafi Tulfo as he goes into the skies to kill down Manila Going Show. Killer Instinct is now secured to kill down Manila Going Show. That is now one member down for the side of TFP Taguig. Will they be able to use this as Death Sentence hit by Enlightened One? Enlightened One is now down. Rafi Tulfo on the backline just nuking the hell out of Lunia. Lunia is slowly but surely gonna die using the Q coming in from Rafi Tulfo, and that is now another kill from Rafi Tulfo as well. A double kill from Rafi Tulfo, a triple kill coming in from Rafi Tulfo. Slowly but surely they will be able to win that team fight, and yes, they did, and they will now be securing the soul for this game.
I think di ata nila kukunin yung soul. They're going for the GG push na nga. Ito na nga si Rafi Tulfo, galit gusto mong manakit. At dahil nga gusto talagang makakawin.
Ayun na nga ba't nyo kasi binigyan ng Jace, ginalit nyo ng first game, sinolo kill ng ilang beses, ayan na pinakita na yung revenge, nag-lock in ng main. Rafi Tulfo is caught, but here comes the counter-attack damage from Rafi Tulfo. He's dealing so much damage against Lunia, but actually Suis yun, no? But whoa! A shot down from Suis to Rafi Tulfo. What happened there? Di ko nakita. But here comes follow-up from the Super Mega Death Rocket from Lunia as it hits Berillia. Here comes the Destiny from Suis. A double kill using the wild cards as multiple members of TUP Visayas went really ballsy there and ran away with their tails between their legs.
So makikita nga natin yung isa pang disrespect talaga din ng TUPV. They thought na kaya nilang tapusin but hindi. So that small margin of error would give breathing room pa para dito sa TUPV if they can.
Enlightened One? They was not able to secure the soul, and it was able to secured by the side of TUP Taguig. It is against Mugiwaraya and Manila Going Show who will win. Lapatan ng mga suntok dito and against a lantern dito, pero that would not be the case. Manila Going Show re-engages in with a Q empowered, with a W empowered leap strike, no? And Left Flame is hungry for a kill as he's being hit by the cocoon. That sentence will not. But another double kill from Manila Going Show as he turns around that corner, but he manages to live with La Flame and Enlightened One being trapped in that, and it looks like Manila Going Show is back in the game.
Ito na nga, TUPT gaining a kill advantage pa sa kanila. So, yung error talaga ng TUPV doon cause them hindi pa naman siguro yung sa buong game, pero I think it's wrong the game more.
So is this a possible comeback for the side of the TUP?
Yes.
No, all they have to do is capitalize all of the objectives that they're missing. Baron and as well as Dragon and as well as Lunia, the needed peel para magkaroon siya ng damage because he's already doing so much kasi he already has Last Whisper. So knowing that the armor penetration is enough to kill the tanks, that is Berillia and Mugiwaraya, it's easy to access the backline, no? Pero, of course, they have to do that in good succession. If they were able to do that, and that will cost them the game. But I think they are playing their cards really well here. Playing it slow, not really fast. Di kaninang early game na sobrang aggressive na nahuhuli sila. And they were really aggressive. And that was the cost that gave TUP Visayas the lead. Pero, looking at it right now, na ano kayang gagawing win condition dito ni TUP Taguig? Will it be playing safe or contesting all of the objectives?
Pero nakikita rin natin dito si Suis having his 4 items locked in here. Medyo meron pa rin sila talagang comeback Israel potential dito, diba? So tignan natin kung ano pang mangyayari dito sa game sa game match unfold pa. So, makikita nga natin dito giging aggressive sa jungle itong TUPV.
So they are now positioning themselves for a Baron. So will we see a Baron fight, no? In terms of experience, no? Stat-wise, here comes the fight. Guerrilla is now caught in no man's land as the death sentence. Guerrilla uses the ulti to get some suppressing damage, no? Ayan, nabuhay pa. But Manila Going Show and Rafi Tulfo is going in, but he was hit by a death sentence. Heroes entered to nothing as no one was hit by that. This is a team fight that TUP Taguig has to win. It looks like Suis will be able to kill Rafi Tulfo, Mugiwaraya, and La Flame is now running away, but that W zap from Lunia will be able to slow them down. La Flame will be using the Zonias para lang pakabayan yung kamatayan niya. And that was a winning team fight from the side of TUP Taguig. And they could take Baron.
Okay, comeback Israel. Is this real? So ito na nga, Suisse, will be nine the game. Grabe, itong Jack coming from the grave. Ang ganda ng flank niya doon, ang tipi niya sa mid to choke out dito sa natitirang ay dun sa Ilis. So, he could not participate to that team fight doon. So, napakagaling na kabak potential dito from TUPT. Mainit na mainit talaga to. Mainit na mainit yung team. Yung dalawang team na ito ngayon.
We are seeing something reminiscent of Game 1, Sir Donnie. TUPT had the lead, tapos nag-comeback yung TUP Visayas. Are we going to see the opposite right now? It's because TUP Visayas had the lead and they are now showing that they are no longer in the lead. 2,000 gold lead from the side of TUP Taguig as well as Baron, no? Ito yung nakikita natin kanina. They all capitalized the mistakes that the other team had and they're using it right now. Nakikita na natin. This is literally game 1. Sinerox lang, pinapotocopy, 2 piso, back-to-back pass. Napakalupit na itong laron to, Sir Donnie. So it looks like mid lane inhibitor is now being respawned, so there is no prone to backdoor as well, and as well as lanes being priored for super minions. So one team fight will seal it, Sir Donnie, because in a few seconds, no, Dragon will be up, but I don't think there will be a contest of the Dragon. I think kung sino man manalo ng team fight ngayon, GG push na, tapos na ang boxing.
Yes, pero makikita na rin natin dito yung Jinx gaining 3 items here. Makakatulong ba siya dito sa pag-build? I think yes, kasi malaking na rin to for the Jinx. So makikita natin kung magkakaroon ng team fight. Oh,
So they have now positioned themselves for a team fight as K was hit by Cocoon, but uses the Shurelias to run away. But look at the damage coming in from the wildcards of Suisse. It's still a poking game from both teams. Kung mananalo ng chess dito, matihan lang dito. Kung sinong mahuli dito ng maling pwesto dito, patay, Manila Going Show is using the leap strike para makatakas. But it looks like the advantage for looks like the advantage na kasi malapit sila sa Dragon Pit. So they could initiate the Dragon fight really early, but look at the damage coming in. But that gold guard was hit from the side of Enlightened One. Enlightened One using the Zonias, but here comes the engage coming in from Tempest Rimuru. Tempest Rimuru is very low. Walang pumapatay sa kanya, but that Spike will be able to heal some health up. La Flame is on the backside, but the grand entrance from Mugiwara will be able to look at Rafi Tulfo on the back line, but that's not going to be enough. Another double kill coming in from Rafi Tulfo. This is an equal fight, no? This is a very intense fight for TUP TUP Visayas. This is going to be soul point coming in from the side of TUP Taguig. This was game 1. Tingnan sinasabi siya, Sinerox lang. And that is soul point for TUP Taguig. That was an equal team fight. And as objective, okay na. Wala nang may lamang. Equal na yung labanan dito, Sir Donnie. And I am going crazy right now.
Yes. It is more fun this way naman, di ba? Sobrang entertain ako for what's coming na dito. Sobrang thrilling talaga ng ganitong laban. So I'm almost excited. Pero munti ka na yung Jace 1v9ing the 3v1 doon sa backline. Munti ka na rin mapatang Jace doon at coming short. Wow. Sobrang intense na ito. Sobrang init.
Dito na natin nakikita yung item advantage, no, Sir Donnie. That heal from Tempest Rimuru was so important para ma-secure nila yung Dragon, knowing that Spike Gore Drinker heal as well as the Spike from the Dragon para magkaroon siya ng health back up, no? And Enlightened One was so off guard, no, getting that rapid fire cannon gold card from the side of Suisse that costed him his death, no, as well as some utilities. Wala na siyang Zonias for this remainder of the game, no. And we have now entered the 36-minute mark of the game, and there is still no deciding winner for this game.
Makikita na rin natin talaga dito yung Jinx. He gets scarier and scarier as the games prolong, di ba? So makikita din natin dito yung range advantage ng Jinx compared dito sa Kai'Sa. So makikita na nga natin kung merong magaganap na team fight dito.
That sentence was hit for Rafi Tulfo, but the Edge of Night was able to suppress that as we are seeing a side pushing Manila Going Show destroying that
wow.
But look at that damage coming in from the side of Rafi Tulfo. That is what you call level advantage, kaibigan. You are literally nuking someone who's 3 levels up on you. But Tempest Rimuru is caught, but using that lantern to flash away from his safety. And Manila Going Show is still doing his work. Pung, 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 palo ka lang dyan, tropa. Nasira na yung Torre sa bot lane, and that signifies a bot lane pressure coming in from the bot lane. But it looks like TUP Visayas will capitalize a missing member coming in from TUP Taguig. they were able to kill off one person, and that's a teleport from Mugiwara to defend the base, but it's not going to be enough. And here comes a teleport as well for Rapid Tulfo. Oh, that was a ballsy teleport, no? But with that out of the way, but will they be able to spot Manila Going Show? That was so close. Sadly, kailangan nilang mapatay. Kailangan nilang mapatay Manila Going Show yun. Muntik na. Mas close pa sa malapit, mas muntik pa sa close. Whoa! Sayang yun. They could have killed Manila Going Show and hopefully get some objectives, no? And ultimately win the team fight. Tapos na. But sadly, di na nakita sa bush yun. And, Manila Going Show is still going strong. Screw CS lead. Let's go for late game. Manila Going Show is still going strong.
So, ayun na. Makikita rin natin dito. As the timer, the Baron comes in. Magkakaroon ng something insane na may ito na. At naman, mababaliw na naman tayo dito sa clash na paparating. So, I'm excited for what in store for us pa rin dito. May kita rin natin tong libro ng Tia, having his melee stocks to 20.
So, makikita natin na a lock-in Jace is still being shot down by a TUP Taguig that barely has completed items from their carries, no?
Ooh,
but here comes the response from the jug, but look at that half of health damage coming from that accelerated shock blast, no? But the poke from Rapid Tulfo is enough for them to push away, and that is just a bait for the Dragon, no? Suis and Enlightened One is caught in no man's land, no? Pero that is just a disengage. But are we going to see are we going to see a fight here? And the shock blast was a pixel away from hitting Lunia, but here comes the initiation coming in from Rapid Tulfo, but that movement speed was enough for him to engage from that death sentence from K. If that death sentence was promise nakakatakot para kay Rapid Tulfo yan. And they are now positioning themselves for a Baron take, and we are going in for a treat right now, mga kaibigan. Ito na nga po ang labanan para po sa puhunan dito, mga kaibigan. Will this be TUP Visayas or TUP Taguig? Going Show is now stunned. At JTC for Manila Going Show, but the Dark Passage is enough for him to escape. A low health Manila Going Show. What is he going to do here as they re-engage once again into this Baron, and they're taking this Baron really fast, no? K is on the sideline as he's being shit by accelerated shock blast. Tempest Rimuru, anong gagawin mo dito? Do you have oh my god! A steal for Tempest Rimuru to get the Baron and possibly but look at the damage out of the game from TUP Visayas. They are still running away. Jinx is pre-hitting. Sweet is legendary to be able to kill Enlightened One. That sentence really well for that Guardian Angel pop for Rapid Tulfo, and Mugiwara is still killing Suis into the process. Flame is the MVP of that fight, but that's not going to be enough as Manila Going Show teleported into the base as they is now pushing into this mid lane.
Hindi pa rin tapos, partner! Hindi pa rin tapos! Sobrang intense na itong laban na to. Hindi pa rin tapos. Meron pa rin bukas. Ito pa rin yung mga players natin, dito na matitest pa kanilang tagang nerves of steel. As these games go on, mabubuo nila yung 6 items, 5 items. Dito talaga matitest yung pressure talaga ng bawat team. At kahit sa going touch there, akala ko doon yung Jinx eh. Pero eto na nga, TUPV getting their reward. Cloud Dragon Soul. Wow, so intense.
Pagod na ako. This game is really intense. Tinetesting niya talaga yung utak ko. Steal after steal. Team fight win over team fight win. Di mo alam kung sino man nanalo sa team fight na yun because some of the carries were alive. Ano nangyari dito, bay? Pagod na ako.
So, wala talagang planong sumuko yung dalawa. So,
wala talagang plano dito. Ang possible na pwede lang mangyari dito, lahat level 18, lahat lock item na, tapos, yun.
And just to remind you guys, just to remind you, this is semi-finals. Lux?
Semi-finals pa lang to, what more pa kaya pag finals? And it looks like Manila Going Show is caught in no man's land from that taunt, no? But he was able to use his leap strike to run away. And everyone from TUP Taguig as well as Visayas is on top side right now. Boom! Tinamaan, pero not so much, no? As it looks like nakikita na natin na nagbe-build na ng resistances yung yung support natin dito as well as their tanks, no? As you can see, the Spirit Visage build from the side of Tempest Rimuru, knowing that their magic damage is also strong. And for that Deadman's Plate build for K, not only for mobility as well as for the damage output for Rapid Tulfo.
So, this late game progress, tingin mo, partner, sino ba mas favor dito at this late game progress? I think,
Ayoko sabihin kung sino pa yung pamor-pre kasi hindi ko alam kung sino. Kasi ayun
sino
na nga
gating ka?
siguro using the headback full burst combo. Tempest Rimuru using the OB to use it as an escape. Tempest Rimuru is now running away. Cocoon will not land, but Mugiwaraya is hungry for kills. Uses Tempest Rimuru as a means to go into the backline, but uses Zhonya's to peel some damage. Meanwhile, an uptime kill for Rapi Tulfo to take down Suis. There are now 2 members down for TUP Taguig. They have suppressed the comeback potential for the side of TUP Taguig, as they're now slowly but surely killing Manila Going Show. A double kill coming in from Rapi Tulfo. K is slowly but surely also dying. What a flash! Begins from the side of Berelia, and that is now the fight to seal the series. Sa wakas, finally, tapos na po yung laro. After team fight, kala natin magkakaroon pa ng comeback, pero nahuli si Tempest Rimuru doon. Oh my God, that is a game to win for game to win for the side of TUP Visayas. Well earned, congratulations, and TUP Taguig, you've earned everyone's respect.
Grabe, sobrang sakit sa ulo. Ang gagaling niya. And, yun na, para sa viewers, this is the question para sa inyo. Are you not entertained from that? Grabe, nerve-wracking talaga yun. Para sa inyo yun, guys. Oh my God. So, kung hindi man lang kayo entertained to, ewan ko na lang. So, kindly, push that follow button, share this. At meron pa tayo, iba't ibang games pa napaparating. Mas mainit pa dito. Oh my God, meron pa kayong semis na papanoorin to the next day and meron pong final. So, eto, umpisa pa lang to, guys. Umpisa pa lang to.
Patikim pa lang yun ni TUP Gear and ladies and gentlemen, you have seen a finals-worthy matchup between TUP Visayas and TUP Taguig. And it's only just the semifinals. Paano pa kaya pag nakipaglaro pa sila sa finals, no? And that was such a very intense game. Ito na nga sinasabi ko na it's everyone's game. Screw the standings, screw CS leads in the early game. Kung kayang pumalag lang, and TUP Taguig showed their resiliency, but the mistake was too much for the side of TUP Taguig, and TUP Visayas gave props, no, because they had a really not so well experienced sailing into the late game kasi the Baron Steel, like the team fights that could have been the ceiling, that could have sealed the game, no. It's just the semifinals, guys. Not you're watching semifinals. Day 1 Di day 2, hindi day 3. Di pa nangyayari yung mga intense. Day 1 pa lang. What more pa kaya sa day 2 and day 3? And what if manood ng intense game sa day 3 tapos may chance pa kayo may pananalunan na TUP Gear merch. Hindi ko sasabihin kung ano yun, pero let's just see, no? So that is it for the League of Legends 2022 upper bracket, where TUP Visayas went up against TUP Taguig and ultimately won. And those are TUP Visayas. And props to them.
So,
teams for showing what an amazing competition that ASED 2022 contains, no? And I would like to thank you for everyone na nanatili para manood ng intense game niyan from Wild Rift to Valorant hanggang sa League of Legends. I gave everyone props. Shout out sa lahat ng viewers ngayon. And Sir Donnie, do you have anything to say?
So, ayun na nga. Maraming salamat din talaga sa suporta sa nanood. So, everyone, that concludes our game right now for the League of Legends. So, partner, as we see more of these exciting matches that soon to be unfold, we would like to thank our beloved sponsors, Glow, Lakad Arena, Not Display, TUP USG, and TUP Gear to making this event possible. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat.
So, we will now be
marami pa tayong games.
Yes, we will now be giving the platform to Call of Duty Mobile, no? So stay tuned if you are a Call of Duty Mobile fan and if you are rooting for your team, stay tuned, no? And this is me, Salvatore, and this is my boy, partner, Sir Donnie, and see you tomorrow.